So you've decided you'd like to visit the incredible country of Peru, but with so many amazing adventures on offer, how do you know where to go and what kind of adventure is out for you? That's why we brought back again our product manager for South America, Lucy. Welcome back, Lucy.
Thank you.
We're going to do a little bit of an updated chat, I suppose, about
Okay.
Peru, because we have spoken about Peru before, but we're going to delve into a little bit more today. So we'll start off with the big draw, which is Machu Picchu.
Okay.
I feel like we should give some time to that, because I feel like a lot of you have probably clicked on this because you know of Machu Picchu. Can you tell me who the classic Inca Trail is best suited for?
I think it's got to be a first timer. If you're going to
Mhm.
Peru, it's a real tick list thing to do.
Mhm.
So, yeah, anyone that wants to go travel in Peru, you know, a lot of backpackers in the past have done Peru, but with a guided group, you know, everything is organised for you, so it's nice and easy. It's, you know, it's it's doable. It's a grade 5, or we grade it a 5. Now, that's not to say that, you know, that means it's kind of a moderate towards challenging, I suppose. So it's achievable for most people. Yeah, I mean, who can do, you know, an average day out hiking in the hills in the Lake District, Scotland or Wales, those kind of places, can do back-to-back walking days. You know, it's quite a bit of ascent and descent to get used to.
And then we've also got our Salcante trek, which goes to Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Who would that be best suited for?
Well, our version of it is staying in luxury lodges. So
nice.
Somebody who maybe wants to have a little bit more, you know, not pampering, but, you know, a little bit more spoilt whilst they're away.
Some more comfort.
So yeah, a bit more comfort and treats. Got hot tubs at the lodges. So yeah, it's a little bit away from obviously the main Inca Trail, but you know, there isn't just one Inca Trail, and I think that's a message we should get across actually, because everyone thinks, oh, go and check the Inca Trail, but there's hundreds of Inca Trails all over Peru. They're all Inca Trails from you know, that have been turned into these famous routes, and the Incas travelled everywhere, using llamas usually to carry their goods across the mountains. And this is what we're now, you know, now travelling on as tourists. All these years later. So, yeah, there's fabulous routes. Maybe not as well defined in some places, but they do exist. And the Salcante Trail is another one that's really beautiful. I mean, the views of Salcante itself, which is stands at the head of the valley, snow-covered peak, and that's sort of in your view for the whole trek as you go up and over the pass. So it's really beautiful, and at the end of it, you descend down into the rainforest. You get a real difference in areas, and then of course you end up at Machu Picchu. So you kind of tick that box as well.
But you get that luxury along the way.
And that different great scenery. Food, stunning food, beautiful lodges, comfortable. So yeah, if you want to treat yourself a little bit more,
then
maybe
that's
for
the
a
one.
special birthday.
And then there's also Chocokuru. What makes that a different experience in getting to Machu Picchu?
Well, I mean, the great thing with doing Chocokuru is you're ticking off 2 Inca renowned, you know, famous Inca ruins in one trip. Which is amazing. You're trekking really from one to the other, with a little bit of a help of a tiny train journey. But yeah, it's the only trip that does that. The first part, you know, where you're trekking to Chocokuru is much quieter trails. There's quite a lot of wilderness aspect to that trip, and remote and wild. Lots of up and down. Can't tell you how much up and down. So yeah, you do need to be fit for it, as with most trekking in Peru actually. Altitude is a big consideration. There's quite often a lot of ascent and descent to consider. So but yeah, if you want to get away from a little bit, tick off 2 Inca citadels. Definitely great trip.
Nice. And then to completely contradict myself, there is so much more to Peru beyond Machu Picchu. So I thought we could dive into that. Now, I'm probably going to butcher these names, which is where your expertise will come in.
I don't know.
Can you tell me a little bit about the Cordillera Blanca? Would you like to?
Cordillera Blanca.
Yeah. And
Well, there's the two regions.
Yeah.
So just to step back, so most people fly into Lima,
Mhm.
and then you'll take a flight up to Cusco, and you've got the whole area up there where all obviously Inca Trail and those trips happen, Sacred Valley region. The Cordillera Blanca and the Cordillera Huayhuas, I'm struggling now, is up to the north of Peru slightly. So you're flying from Lima up to a town which is called Juarez, which now does have flights available, which is only really expanded in the last, probably even since I last spoke to you when we did this interview, has really boomed. So there's now 3 or 4 flights going in and out of Juarez a week. That will only continue to grow. And it's kind of the climbing centre, I suppose you want to call it, a bit like Chamonix of the Alps, Juarez. So there's a lot going on, a lot of mountaineering people in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was famed for, we probably know, as people in this country will know from the book Touching the Void, Joe Simpson, if anyone's ever read that. Great book, read it. And don't let it put you off. You know what I mean if you read it. But yeah, it's the real climbers, mountaineers, real trekkers area. So high altitudes, wilderness trekking, remote valleys, beautiful glacial lakes, high mountain snowy peaks. Stunning mountain scenery.
And then moving away from the landscapes a little bit, Peru's culture is just as fascinating. How much of a culture experience do you get on our trips?
Oh, I think huge, particularly for that region with the Incas and pre that. You know, we have to remember that Incas wasn't the start of their history. It goes way back, thousands of years. So you'll see ruins beyond that and before, and there's still such an element of their culture through everything, both the Inca and Andean cultures itself, which you'll see evidence of, but also obviously more modern Spanish culture that is in through everything. You know, every corner that you turn, there's often festivals you'll come across and street wild parties going on, you know, in Cusco or wherever. So it's culture abound, really.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. And then Peru isn't necessarily the first place people think of when they think of wildlife, but what can you actually see there?
Oh, I mean, the Amazon is obviously massive. It crosses many countries. The Amazon rainforest on the border with Peru as well. So a lot, lots and lots of bird life. We do a rainforest extension, which can be added to any of the Peru trips. So that's 3 days staying in a lovely lodge and just going out on trips and walks for the time that you're there. A real mix of wildlife. You'll do river trips on canoes, you know, to go out and see the wildlife. But if you want something to be really in depth and get into the Amazon, we have a Amazon riverboat trip, which is up in the north. So you fly into, come into Lima as usual, and then fly up to Iquitos, and you'll see pink dolphins. I wrote down before because I'd forgotten what you see on this trip. Sloths, turtles, wildlife, you know, bird life. Sorry, lots.
Yeah, I have had a look at that trip and it looks amazing.
Yeah. It's quite unique thing, and it's probably not something you travel. Maybe you wouldn't travel to do in isolation if you go to Peru, but it's certainly something like if you wanted to do the 3-day rainforest extension, you could do that, but then also you could consider actually doing a back-to-back trip. So do your Inca Trail trekking, but then go and do an 8-day trip down.
Well, the thing is, if you're going to like pay to get a flight out there, you might as well try and check off a few things at once.
Absolutely, and I think that's a key message really, because I'm sure lots of people do it, and they'll come and do a part of their journey with us and do a trek. But so a lot of people are going out there, and they might be there for a month, traveling through either just Peru or doing a bit of Bolivia or Ecuador as well.
When is the best time to visit Peru for trekking?
We try to avoid, certainly things like Machu Picchu and the Inca Trail. You can only really do from sort of late March, April onwards.
Right.
I think we've chosen to start our trips sort of certainly towards the end of April, starting May, just to really try and avoid that rainy season or extend it if it extends. Caught out of that in the past, so we've decided to do a little bit of a later start to ensure that. But yeah, between sort of late April, May, October is your key time.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to get busier late May, June, July, I would say, are the real peak of the season.
Yeah.
And if you are, as we just touched on before, going to get your want to do Machu Picchu, you do need to book early.
Yeah.
So just minimum 6 months.
And you need to book early to secure your permits, is that right? Yeah, because they just go, just to secure that you can definitely go. So now I'm going to give you a little quick fire round.
Oh, okay.
Just to solidify what we've been discussing.
Have a tea before you do that.
Yeah, prepare yourself. So the idea for this is, can you match a trip to the following type of traveller? So I'll give you the type of traveller, and then you give me a trip to match.
Tricky. Okay.
So,
well, no, maybe not. Tricky. Hopefully not.
No, I feel like you've got this. So, first time visitor.
Oh, well, it has to be Inca Trail.
Yeah.
Well, certainly Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a trick question, I think.
Yeah.
So Machu Picchu's got to be your first time visit, but it doesn't actually mean you have to do the Inca Trail. So
yeah,
depending on your ability in hiking, you could do Choqquequirao, Salcantay, Alsangate, or the Inca Trail.
Yeah.
And still visit Machu Picchu on any of those treks.
Perfect.
How's that?
That's good.
Depending on your fitness level.
And your level of comfort needs as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the traveller who wants something wilder.
Gotta be Alpha Mayo or Hawaii Wash.
The traveller, the experienced trekker. The really experienced trekker.
Experienced trekker, I'll probably say Choqquequirao.
Yeah. And then the culture-focused traveller.
Well, then I would say the Inca Trail for that, because you do get a lot of culture on that.
Yeah.
And the culture, you've got the whole of Cusco, and then the villages, the Sacred Valley, and then obviously the Inca Trail itself. But you get a lot of culture on most of the trips, with the villages that you go through. So it's different types of culture.
They're a bit spoiled for
levels.
choice then.
Yeah, so they are.
What about the serious mountain trekker, the one who just like through and through loves mountains?
Hawaii.
Nice.
Well, again, or Alpha Mayo if you want something not as hard, it's graded a little bit less than Hawaii Wash.
Yeah.
But it's still that full mountain experience.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to be like
remote valleys, glaciated lakes, high soaring peaks. Yeah.
Perfect. And then lastly, the wildlife lover.
Well, then it's got to be the riverboat
trip. The riverboat trip, which looks amazing.
Yeah.
So to finish, I thought we could touch a little bit on your experience in Peru. And if you could only do one Peru adventure, knowing what you know, which would you choose?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
Can I only have one?
You can only have one.
That's hard.
Now we probably should mention that you've been on the Salcantay.
I've been to Salcantay.
You've done that.
And I did another trek years ago, the Vilcabamba trek, which kind of touches on a bit of both Salcantay, Choqquequirao, and the Inca Trail.
Yeah.
So covered quite a
few
areas in that bit.
But if you only do one more, which hopefully will not be the case because we love Peru.
No, well, for the reason that I haven't been to the other region at all myself yet. Probably Alpha Mayo. Yeah,
that's fair. That looks good. And
I do feel bad that we haven't mentioned my new trip though.
Oh, would you like to take the space to mention your new trip?
So if I was allowed a second one, because it's our new trip, is our a new trip in that region as well called the Great Northern Inca Trail.
Yeah.
So it's quite a twist in that people are going to think it's Inca Trail, but it's not the Inca Trail. It's another one in the north. So there is a route that the Incas developed, actually a trade route right from Bolivia all the way down through Peru, down into Chile.
Yeah.
And we have teamed up with our local agent, and they've created this fabulous route of which we put together the northern section, and there's going to be a southern section which will link to it eventually. Going to come live at some point. But the northern section is trekking on an old trade route of Inca Trail with llamas rather than ponies or porters. So that's really exciting. And just following this through local communities, quite high level in places. Just fabulous.
And it's
in a completely different region altogether again.
It's llamas because the llamas were sacred to the Inca people, weren't they?
They were, and the reason they are chosen to trek on this route is they actually have much smaller hooves than ponies.
Yeah.
So they can't do as much damage to the trails.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah. So that's part of the reason they use for the sustainability of the area as well.
Really
so
cool.
They use the llamas. My personal favourite, which is a bit different, is probably relaxing at the end of a trekking day in the hot tub with a beer on the Salcantay trek, looking at Salcantay ahead of me and just watching the sunset.
To be fair, I feel like that ticks all the boxes. You've got the hot tub, you've got the beer, and you've got like that incredible view. Like you can't really ask for much more than that.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak to me today, Lucy.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions at home, just get in touch and I'm sure Lucy will be happy to answer them for you.
I'll try and do my best.
Thank you.